babies.
I'm not repeating that.
Okay, fine. I will. So you're going to your lady doctor this week, and you feel like you need to shave the nether regions because it makes it look bigger?
Yeah.
Do you ever get like nervous shrinkage when you go to the doctor and you know you're
Yep.
dealing with?
Mm-hmm.
You get a little. You're on the verge of turtle effect.
Yeah.
And they make you sit down and like kind of be at a weird bending angle. You can't.
Yeah, and it makes it even smaller.
Pop
You're
the
like,
groin out and give it your best bulge.
Yeah. Especially like, you know, when you like, they say, all right, pull your pants down and like to check for you for a hernia. They should give you a solid like 10 seconds, 15 seconds to adjust yourself to make sure you're looking at your best, you know?
Yeah, doctors should have fluffers, same as porn stars.
Yeah.
Doctors should certainly have fluffers.
Yeah. Like when I got my vasectomy, oh my God, that was the best. I was cracking jokes. We're talking Game of Thrones. Like the lady was playing my testicles. It was amazing. And then the doctor came in, did his thing.
Yeah. And
I just felt at home.
Yep.
Except for the burning smell of the things getting cauterized, but whatever.
Oh, we'll leave those details out.
Well, that's what they do.
What did I just say?
Do you know what the worst part is when you go get your vasectomy? It's not even the surgery itself. It's before. The guy tells you to drop your pants in the doctor's office, and he grabs this vein, and it like makes you quease and like almost want to pass out. And he goes, "Yep, I can find that all right." Oh, I still like the feeling was just the worst. That was the worst
live
feeling.
one.
Yeah, that was the worst feeling ever. And I gave him a fucking a nice sheet to work with. I mean, my testicles are very large. Like, come on, sir.
You're gonna say I gave him a tip.
Yeah, no tips.
Yeah, I felt like I needed to pay the man after.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Thank you for your troubles.
I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to feel like, but I've never felt like anything like that before. So,
but that was a while ago, and I can still feel. Oh, I can still feel that to this day.
Here's a couple Washingtons.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Speaking of ball sacks, here he is. Oh, Billy Blue on Blue.
What the fuck? I don't know. This thing could blow me.
Oh,
Billy Blue on Blue.
Blue on Blue on
feisty.
Wow.
Just popping his eyes. That's all it is.
This is actually Are you wearing a t-shirt over a sweatshirt? Or is that all one thing?
The sweatshirt. I don't know why it's like so shitty.
If
Yeah, it
you were
looks
doing
like you
the
have
t-shirt
cutout
over
sleeves.
the sweatshirt thing, that was gonna be a long show for me. Okay, I'll try to get that up. Try to wrap that around my head mentally. Why the fuck is your stupid
I
color
don't know.
off so much?
I don't know how to fix it.
Don't try now. How are you, Bill?
Good.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Well, I'm a little bit not disappointed. Work is work. You got to work. I'm not upset you missed the interview that was set up before. It's not your fault. But he was a trial lawyer. I feel like you would have had a lot of inside knowledge that you could have thrown across the table there. Ray and I were just asking generic lawyer joke questions, but we did get pretty strong confirmation on one thing.
Good. It's never gonna fucking happen. So good.
Well, he's available in June and July, so perfect. We got him.
Cool. What are you gonna sue me for? You're gonna make me fuck off.
We'll see in the people's court. He
Good.
said that's a pretty
It's gonna
good.
cost you more. Suck my dick.
I will pay. There is no end to the amount of money it'll take for the butthole tattoo to become a real thing.
I will live in a cardboard box. I will sell this house.
Never gonna happen.
Tattoo.
The quest for the butthole tattoo is officially legal. You heard it here first. That is coming from our new in-house lawyer, Daniel Kramer from Los Angeles. He was on the 23rd floor in some corner office. He was a big shot, and now he's our guy, and he said it's legally binding.
Well, he could suck my dick.
Welcome to the Silver Mine
I want
Sports
new legal
Show,
counsel.
Wednesday headlines, May 5th. Welcome to the show, Cinco de Mayo. Get fucked on dick.
Yeah.
And like, I would love all of this. I would love all of this transcripts to be in front of a judge one day. And is that your opening statement, Mr. Gately? Yeah, that's enough, bitch.
Dude, imagine you saw the Portnoy Rappaport tapes?
Yeah.
Oh, God. That would be so
The
fucking
depositions from the Simple Mind Sports Show, Quest for the Butthole Tattoo. Simple Mind Sports versus Bill Gately and the people.
Oh, wait, people are on our side.
No, yeah. Simple Mind Sports and the people versus Bill Gately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be one hell of a thing. It's just
Well, then they can run a blowjob train on me when it's all said and done.
See, told you. And they can wash their mouth out with the best beer in New Hampshire.
See what I did there?
Brewing. Excellent segue. Excellent segue, producer Bill. White Birch Brewing out of Nashua, New Hampshire. Ray, address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
Head on down to the tap room. They're open. They got a lot of space. They got outdoor seating. It's nice weather. It's time to start drinking. Get out there, get a flight. You got all kinds of stuff, sours, IPAs, pints of golden nutrition, stouts, whatever you want. If you see it in the stores, pick yourself up a 4-pack, 6-pack, wherever you get it. Tell the Simple Minds boys sent you White Birch Brewing. You're gonna say something, Ray?
No, it's burping.
Okay.
Are you high,
Why do you-
Ray?
No,
Why do you always
Look it.
lean into the mic, mute it?
because
and
I'm
do-
trying
and then
to.
burp?
I'm trying to hide my mouth so you can't see that I'm burping.
Yeah, but we don't hear you, Bourbon, so what do we give a fuck?
What would your mouth look like?
Look like he's taking a cock.
Oh, he's so feisty.
So feisty.
Why are you so feisty?
You know he's feisty when he goes to the to the blowjob insults. Bruins are in the playoffs. Bruins are in the playoffs, which is again
Check
the
mark number
quest.
1 for the Quest.
The Quest is truly back on. And guess what? Tuca looks
Tuca
good.
look good.
Tuca
Pump the
looks-
brakes. It's New Jersey.
Okay. Who
No,
was
he
it
did look
before
good.
that?
You need him healthy. You know, he looks healthy. He looks like he's ready to play. I still think he's a better option than Swayman in the playoffs, no matter how good Swayman's looked. You know, the rookie, not a lot of games in him, so you got to ride Tuca. But I feel confident with Swayman backing him up. I don't think Halak's going to get there. I don't think he's got enough games left to play, even if he plays every single game left. What do you have, 5 games left after today or last night?
Yep.
Right. So, you're not going to get him ready to play in the playoffs. So, you're just kind of, I don't know why they're playing him. They played him last night or tonight, whatever, as we record. You know, just in case Swayman has a hiccup and they need to play him or Tuukka Rask gets hurt, you got to try to get him some minutes. But I would like to see Swayman get some a lot of the rest of these games that he needs to, because that way, if Tuukka does go down, he's your guy, and just get him more experience.
Can I throw something at you, Bill? I know you're a big numbers guy, and just tell me when your butthole starts to clench. 6-0 in his last 6 starts, 2 shutouts, 8 goals allowed. The last loss, March 7th for Tuukka Rask. He is 14-4 this season, a .919 save percentage. Do we snip sap on this, sir? No, we want Tuukka. The Quest is on. We got legal advice. It is a legal binding saying you have to get the butthole tattoo. Let's go, Tuukka!
I love how you say he hasn't lost since like March 7th. Did you conveniently forget the month and a half that he didn't play?
Stats are stats, man.
Stats are stats. March 7th is the last loss, bitch tits.
Stats are stats. Yeah, you did step a little bit. You've been back and forth on the Swayman Tuukka thing. To say that you're again firmly in the camp of Tuukka is a little bit disingenuous. I think last show you said I'd be okay with Swayman starting.
Listen. We had a beautiful interview with Daniel Kramer. Everything's legal now. It is on tape. It is on record that Bill said he'll get a butthole tattoo. I'm Tuukka all the way now.
You're going to hear this all show. He's so excited. Listeners, tune in on Thursday, tomorrow, for the interview with Daniel Kramer, the newest addition to Simple Mind Sports, our trial lawyer. He did confirm the butthole tattoo is legal for the 5th time already today. Raymond. Nick Ritchie had a nice little one-timer. I couldn't believe it was Nick Ritchie who shot that.
13th goal, off his career high.
Look, every squirrel finds a nut, but he's been playing pretty well. And, he's the reason why I'm surprised, he's not known for that type of shot. Falling away from the net on a nice little one-timer, got a little elevation off the ice just over the goalie's glove. What's their goalie's name? Doesn't matter. Is that third line peaking? Is that third line clicking? DeBrusque was out there 12 minutes, 4 shots on goal. They just need to bench him every 3 or 4 games.
He was on the, yeah, it's
was he on the 4th more?
Yeah, it's clicking because you're going to play DeBrusque on your fourth line. You move Sean Crowley up in the center spot, and he's looks like a totally different player playing with Charlie Coyle on his right and Nick Ritchie on his left. I mean, what you're seeing out of Nick Ritchie, I didn't expect anything out of him this year. I thought he'd be a healthy scratch, but I mean,
Didn't we all agree to that this before the season started? We all thought he was going to be the one that was going to be sitting on the ninth floor.
But I
No,
mean,
I thought he was going to be pretty impactful.
Cool. Anyways, you need it to go in the playoffs. If this third line clicks, you can roll four lines right now. I mean, because that with, who's the guy they got with the Taylor Hall? His name split my brain right now, but that fourth line's playing nice. And then obviously the first and second line are disgusting.
Lazar,
yeah. Sorry. Bergeron his 12th 20-goal season with his goal last night. So, I mean, they're rolling. They're getting hot at the right time. What are they, 10-2 since the trade deadline? Fun fact, they also lead the league in scoring since the trade deadline in 5-5 hockey. So that is a huge number, and you're seeing it right now because you can legitimately roll four lines. Charlie Coyle, yeah, he's producing on that right wing, and that's what you need. He looks like a better player on the right than he does in center, and going forward, it might hurt down the line because you really want him as your center, but right now, just fucking roll it. This team's rolling. They're hot. You got two good to not great goalies playing very fucking well right now, and then a defense is getting healthy and playing into shape. You're not going to see. Riley didn't play the 3-0 game, maintenance day, but this team's getting hot and they're getting healthy at the right time. Carlos should be back tonight, I believe. So I mean, that's it. You're getting healthy in the playoffs, and at this point, it shouldn't matter who you fucking play. I think you're better than everybody but Washington, honestly.
With that being said, man, Trulies. That's all it takes. Couple of Trulies, and Billy Segways is in the building. Tom Wilson back in the hockey news. When was that? Sunday or was that Monday?
Monday
night. Rangers versus Caps. Tom Wilson takes a cheap shot on, how do you pronounce that fucking guy's name?
Panarin?
No, the actual guy in the crease starts with a B. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Whatever. Takes a cheap shot to him. Brawl ensues. Panarin gets in the middle of it. Tom Wilson suplexes him onto the ice, punches him, punches a couple other guys on his way out. Obviously, this is the talk of the NHL. How many games is Tom Wilson going to get suspended this time? None. Zero. You got the max penalty, which is $5,000, which is also a joke. NHL.
That's a fucking shame. Like, what are you doing?
$5,000. I get these guys are not making NBA or even NFL.
The top guys are still making $10 million.
$10 million.
Should be a game check at least.
Right? Can you look at what Tom Wilson makes?
Yes,
$5,000. Anyway,
I want to say it's like $7 million, probably right around there. But yeah,
we talked about this, or we just briefly kind of texted about it. Seems like we have a little bit similar opinions, but somewhat different. So let me just give you mine and you can go on it. So that first initial hit, first of all, like Twitter was ablaze saying that he took his stick and held his neck down and punched him in the head. That's incorrect. Tom Wilson's stick was under that guy who was trying to save the puck from going into the net. And then I forget his fucking name. Sorry.
It starts with a V. Varkanowski, something like that. It could be close. I don't do hockey names well.
Yeah, he was pushed down in the crease, fell down, and then Tom Wilson kind of leaned on him, pushed him down, and then donkey punched him in the back of the head / shoulder. Not a terribly hard punch, but a cheap shot. And here's that's where I differentiate myself from a lot of the hockey world, where they're calling that a suspendable hit, an offense. I don't think so. It's a cheap shot. It's a penalty for sure. The reaction from the Capitals is where I think the majority of hockey fans splits, because the first guy to get to Wilson, I don't know who he was, but he essentially just tried to pull him off and do what you should do as a teammate who just saw his teammate get cheap shotted. The guy in the Rangers, the first guy to get to Tom Wilson wasn't throwing punches. He wasn't looking for a fight. He was pulling Wilson off. And then there's a kind of a brawler comes through, and Panarin comes. And he, in my opinion, was trying to do kind of the same thing. He's just so small. He kind of jumped on Wilson's back. And then Wilson went fucking ham. He was the only guy throwing punches in that whole goddamn scrum. And one of them was after he body slammed Panarin's head onto the ice. He was defenseless again. So, he's a fucking wild dog, man. And it's Tom Wilson. His reputation to me earned himself a suspension out of that. Not specifically the donkey punch in the crease, but his whole antics after that. Like if he wasn't the way he was, it just would have been a lot of pushing and shoving, and he probably would have got either a 5-minute major probably, and that's it. And, that's
he's a loose
settled.
cannon. He's a loose cannon for that shit. I mean, obviously the Panarin kind of jumped on him and really fucking pissed him off. Yeah, I kind of agree everything you said in the beginning, but I don't think he should have been suspended. I think he got a 10-minute game misconduct. So he got thrown out of the game in $5,000, which is a complete and utter joke. But I mean, yeah, the reputation, I could understand where you're coming from, where he should get a suspension. But for me, I think it's way overblown. It's a scrum in front of the net. I get his reaction. He's a loose cannon. I get that. And as much as I fucking hate this prick, I went ham on him with a Brandon Carlo hit. I thought the NHL went kind of light on him for that, but for this, I thought it was the right punishment. I don't think. I mean, I get the kind of the donkey punches, but for me, I don't think it crossed the line of like you got to suspend this guy. I just think because then you're kind of starting a new precedent right there too. Because like again, I don't think it should be suspended. So if you start suspending Wilson, regardless of say he didn't have as many repeat offender infractions, you start suspending these guys that have kind of maybe the same number. You know what I mean? I just think it sets a bad precedent. I don't think it should have been. As much as I hate Wilson, I'm not defending the guy. I just don't think he did enough to deserve to be suspended. And I get it. And I could see where like you think some guy's jumping on you, especially from the other team. You got fucking people, a huge scrum. You're running at their goalie. So I kind of get his reaction, but
his reaction with Panarin was not shove him off me. They went
no. That
the scrum.
This is what I don't agree
and
with.
And then he fucking Panarin's out for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
he ended his season, and it. Like, I understand what you're saying. In a vacuum, it might not be enough. It's hockey. You kind of want that violence back in hockey. It's missing that. But this guy, we like you said it, Bill. We screamed that he only got 7 games for the Carlo hit. Like, why is the NHL? Is it because it's the Caps? Like, or is Ovechkin their darling that much that they and that much of a draw in the playoffs that they want to see these guys do well and go TV ratings and everything else? Is there a conspiracy going on with this fucking Tom Wilson creep? Like, I understand in a vacuum, but go back and look at. He's the only one throwing punches, and he's throwing fucking blind haymakers. They're all cheap shots. Not one of them is squared up with anybody. He's a fucking cunt. He's the definition of the word. And just for that, the NHL should create a new fucking rule. The Tom Wilson cunt rule. Suspension. 5 games just for being a cunt on the ice.
Yeah.
Right?
3 things. He has a salary of $2.1 million with a signing bonus of $2 million, so he makes $4.1 million.
Fucking steal for the Caps.
Yeah, dude, he's so good though. Like this was what Marchand wanted. Marchand never crossed this line. But think about if Marchand did this. Yeah. How many games? Would you be?
He wouldn't though, Bill. It's the point you're missing. Is the only guy in the league that does this. It's the point. He's the only guy in the league.
Marchand's been doing it up until the last couple of years. I mean,
Marchand doesn't have the size or the strength or the
doesn't
power
matter.
to
He's
put
still
people.
He was still a dirty
does matter
player.
Because you're putting people. It's a lot of it is visual. A lot of it is how much injury you cause to the other person. A lot of it is. And Marchand was slew footing guys, which can blow people's knees out, but he wasn't slamming guys' heads down and cheap shotting fuckers with his fists.
No,
he was all of Marchand's stupid shit before he got really good was at least in game, except for licking guys when the whistle's dead.
Yeah,
Tom Wilson's is an old school bully fucking asshole that the NHL has gotten rid of, and that's why it looks so jarring right now. If you want to go back to old school hockey of guys getting their fucking block knocked off, then you better go start hiring some guys that can't skate and can fight their asses off, because that's
his name's
Tom
John
Wilson
Scott.
is the best of
retired.
both worlds.
John Scott was that guy.
And he called. Sorry, Ray. One more time. John Scott called Tom Wilson a disgrace to the NHL, and then deleted the tweet because he got so much backlash. So, what does that tell you? Go ahead, Ray.
Pavel Bukovic is the Rangers winger. You were right. So
Bukovic, yes. Yeah.
But I'll agree
I
with
thought
you.
you meant the goalie. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Caps goalie because that was where the scrum was. That's where I thought.
I was talking about the donkey punch E.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. No, but I agree with Rich. I mean, the NHL has to do something about this guy. I mean, you can't just let him get away with $5,000 fines. I mean, you got to set a precedence. I mean, he's going to really hurt someone one day. I mean, this guy's season's over, but what happens when you end someone's career? I mean, that's when you got to start taking responsibility for the NHL. Has to say like, hey, Tom Wilson, you know what? Set the rest of the season out. You just ended this guy's season. Your season's over as well.
Yeah, it's also how much do you want to. What do you want your game? Like what I just said, what do you want your game to be? If you're going to let Tom Wilson get away with it, then other teams are going to start hiring
Doing the
guys
same
like
thing.
Tom Wilson, and you're going to start moving back to that type of hockey.
Have that
And-
goon on your team. Yeah, you're gonna have a hired goon.
Because the other side of this argument, the Caps fans, they know how good Tom Wilson is. He's a skilled player, but he's also that intimidation factor in this kind of NHL is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. Teams are afraid to go up against Tom and they get psyched out. Look at the Bruins' latest games against them. It's been like Stanley Cup Finals games.
They were mentioning that on the radio today on the way home. It was they sat Frederick the last couple times they played the Capitals. And if you kind of look, he took a run at Ovechkin early and early in the season. I think he had 2 fights with Tom Wilson. So they were saying maybe that was Bruce telling Frederick sit the fuck down and to kind of de-escalate that shit, because again, that's a big physical team. And you saw the trade deadline with Mata from the Red Wings. You saw it; they added more size. I mean, that's a big physical team, and I hope the Bruins are they built this year. I mean, they got some big guys on their team, but they're not Tom Wilson power forwards on this.
No, they
team.
don't play like that. That's what I mean. Tom Wilson is a different animal.
The Caps scare the shit out of me, not because they'll beat the shit out of us, because they're fucking good.
Well, they're good. That's what I've been saying for weeks. And you've been saying it doesn't matter. They need to avoid them in the first round. They absolutely need to avoid them in the first round. And I don't know. They got a chance to do it. I mean, it's so convoluted. The Bruins have 5 games less. They're not going to get first. I think the Penguins have an easy schedule. They're not going to drop enough points. But they could certainly get second. And I don't see the Caps falling back all the way down to 4th. So, I don't know. Do you pull a Bill Belichick and lose to the Jags in Week 17 so you can, or who'd they lose to in Week 17 so they can play the Jags?
Was it Miami? I thought it was Miami.
I think it was the Jets.
Oh, it was Miami.
Well, it might have been Miami. Whatever.
It was the opponent. Yeah, it was the Jets. Matt Castle overshot the 2-point conversion in that game.
Maybe. Either way, are the Bruins looking at that, or are they just going to play? It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, whatever. Fuck Tom Wilson. Celtics drop one to the Blazers. Controversy with the refs. Smart is ejected for a low blow against Nurkic. Do you guys have a chance to take a look at the replay?
That was incidental.
No,
he didn't do it on purpose.
Fuck you, Bill. I don't know. It's Mark. If it wasn't Marcus, it's like
if it wasn't Marcus. Yeah, if it wasn't Marcus Smart, he probably wouldn't have got ejected.
Kind of swung the arm in a little bit of an unnatural fashion, but he was going down. He did take a pretty big hit himself. I don't think either way, it's like the opposite of the NHL. You eject the guy for that? You eject the NBA is just they need a whole different. So let me continue, because the other big play was they reversed the bucket because of offensive goaltending called on Tristan Thompson, where they said that Brad Stevens could have reviewed it if he had a timeout to call in legal fashion, but the Celtics didn't have the ball, so he couldn't have called timeout, something like that. It all was so fucking stupid, convoluted, involving replay and the refs, flagrant 1, flagrant 2, flagrant this, flagrant that. It's all just stupid bullshit to me.
Can we get rid of replay in basketball? Especially for the Celtics, because fucking stupid-ass Brad Stevens never uses his fucking challenges.
He's not very good at them.
I hate him.
Replay in basketball is the worst replay in sports.
It takes the longest, too. It's the worst.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes left is the longest stretch of any basketball game.
Because they're not forced to make the call. The refs can just stop the game and say, let's go look at it at any point in time they want under 2 minutes.
It's so stupid.
It's the dumbest fucking rule replay has in sports. They have to get rid of it. We've had this conversation before. All replay needs to be from above, which essentially is what the NFL is going to try and do this year. They're making their way to it anyway, because as much as look, the Celtics don't deserve any benefit of the doubt this year, the way that they've played, but that was a big bucket they took away from them, whether it was the right call or wrong, to go to to overturn it and then not be able to, if you're going to overturn that with 6 minutes left and not look at a replay, why are you looking at some incidental contact in 2 minutes left because the ball went out of bounds? It's just dumb. It's just.
I think he did a touch off of. Yeah, it's stupid.
It was a stupid play.
NBA is just getting terrible.
Yeah, the product's suffering with the way that it's being refereed and the replay.
Do you hear LeBron's comments on the play-in tournament? Who came up with this shit? 4 months ago, you fucking loved it. Fuck you, LeBron. Because now you're in it.
All the players hate the tournament for whatever reason.
I think LeBron's the one that wanted it. But LeBron wanted it so it had more playoff teams and more action, kind of like a March Madness thing. And now that he's in the playoff tournament, he fucking hates it.
And he's hurt. That's the biggest thing. They haven't looked good since him in AD. He'll never be the same again.
I'll never be 100% ever again in my career.
Good. Put a tampon in and fuck off.
Yeah, we'll definitely make it for 6:30 next Thursday.
I don't even have a pen.
That's a beep?
No, because he does have a vagina.
Since when we can't make fucking tampon jokes anymore? Thought this was America.
Fuck yeah.
Hop Passport is what you need to be looking at this summer. Ray's got his, I got mine. Bill's is somewhere else, not to be found.
I cleaned my table. It's gone.
Clean table.
The Tinder hooers are using it.
I don't have any Tinder hooers anymore. Gosh.
Less tampons in the house.
Gosh
darn it. No more Tinder horrors. Hop Pass. Why do we say the worst things around
when you're doing just is a dummy down here?
He's up
wherever.
There.
Well, he's down on my.
That's where your mother is. A Hop Passport is what you need to be drinking this summer. 50 plus breweries in the Northeast, including Wisconsin, which Ray believes is in the Northeast. You got right in this book. You can get it digitally, or you can get the book that is in our hands if you're watching the video. It has all of the icons. It's actually nice. There's an icon menu.
That
has been labeled by the obvious one. This sucker is $25. You get 50% off your first 2 pints at your as many breweries as you want to go to this year. So you get to 3 breweries, you get 6 beers, 50% off. You've already made your money back. If you go to joinhoppassport.com/simple, SIMPLE, you get $5 off. That means you're making money on a 6-pack of pints this summer. Joinhoppassport.com/simple. Hop Passport. Let's talk a little Patriots now that we're back on track. And let's raise our glass to the one Pink Stripes. Ernie Adams has officially announced his retirement after this season. God bless. Do anyone have any parting words for Pink Stripes, who's been in professional football for 40 plus years, been with the Patriots and Bill Belichick? Well, the Patriots for 20, Bill Belichick.
Since Cleveland.
Since
Giants. He was on
30,
the Giants.
Right?
He was on the Giants staff. He was with them in Cleveland. Then he quit to go be a Wall Street guy. I guess he made a shit ton of money on Wall Street. And then he went back to the Patriots. The famous Bill Parcells quote, "I'll give anyone $1,000 if they can tell me what Ernie Adams does."
Yeah. And Ernie Adams' job description, self-proclaimed job description that Bill Belichick gave him was, find out what we can do better to beat the other team.
AKA Spygate.
AKA. Yeah. The tapes were in his office.
The tapes that mysteriously disappeared.
Ray, parting thoughts for Mr. Ernie Adams?
He'll be back. He says he's going to retire. What else is he going to do? He's old.
And rich.
He's old and rich. He's going to come back. He'll be a non-paid employee that will be a consultant to Bill Belichick. It's in his blood.
A Bill Belichick consultant. Yeah, you do feel like those guys are just going to die on the field. But for me, it just makes you think, how long does Bill got? How long does Belichick really want to do it?
What's he going to be, 69 this year?
Nice.
Is he 69 or 70?
69.
No, Bill 60. He turned 69.
I give him
nice
5 more years. I mean, you got to average 9 wins to pass Shula. So get that. Unless Mac Jones takes off. I mean, I think Shula's in sight. He's the one. Shula's been trashing him ever since that old prick died. So fuck him.
Rolled his grave when he fucking wins that.
Fuck yeah, he is. I hope they fucking dig up his grave. Just I hope they do it in Miami. Could see him when he fucking beats him. Oh God!
Would it be awesome if it was against the Dolphins in Miami when he breaks the record?
Resurrect that fucking boob and bring him up here just so Bill can fucking beat him.
Just jizz on his face and be like, "Ha ha!
How do you like me now, bitch?"
Just
Belichick this.
All right, you guys got some strong opinions about Don Shula. I just I forget if it was Gasper or Giardi, one of the
Gasper looks like an alien.
Okay, I think they said that Belichick is rejuvenated now to coach and mentor and develop another starting quarterback in the NFL, which I think is true. I think the Brady thing hangs over him. So if he can get his claws into Mac Jones and see what he saw in Jimmy Garoppolo and have the hard on that he has for Mac as he did for Jimmy, I don't see an end in sight. Honestly, I see him riding that Mac Jones hog until the wheels fall off. If Mac Jones is good, and if Bill Belichick can, pull a Super Bowl out of him, I think that's what it's going to take.
Say what you want about Bill, but he won 7 games with that team last year. The Patriots didn't win those games. That's Bill Belichick's coaching that won a lot of those games. It goes back to last year. He looked rejuvenated last year after Brady was gone. I think he went through the motions after Jimmy got traded. I think he was fake nice. Like I play with you guys, fake nice.
And look at all the toys he has now. Look at all the toys he has.
Oh, Linda? Yeah, great one.
Okay, Isaiah Wynn option was picked up. So if he can stay healthy, you're looking at $10 million next year for your starting left tackle. Not bad. Sony Michel was not picked up. No surprise there.
No surprise.
No surprise there. They got Ding Dong out of.
What if he has a good year? Because I don't want to I don't expect him to have a good year, but $4.3 million if he, what if he runs for fucking 1,200, 1,300 yards?
Nope. They got Ramadan Ding Dong, and they got Harris.
Yep.
They don't need. And JJ Taylor.
I don't have no faith
of running
in
backs. They're not going to pay any running back.
No,
not a one. 4.3 for running back. Fuck out of here. They're not paying that. Not gonna pay that shit. Ray, did you click on the link that I sent you in the email? How did it make you feel?
He's muted.
You're muted.
Amazing. The Patriot way, baby.
So this was a tweet talking. It was after a conversation or an interview with 5th round pick linebacker Cameron McGrone. Here's the quotes that I knew Ray would feel nice about. This is from McGrone. Quote, "I'm willing to sacrifice anything for the Patriots." End quote. Second quote, "I feel like I bring a winning attitude, period. Just the Patriot way." End quote. Are these guys coached? Do they get fucking PR guys to come to their goddamn zoom them in
right away?
Hey, here's what you're saying today, buddy.
No. This is why Bill Belichick takes these guys. Plus, I don't know if you guys listened to the Felger Mass today, but big boy Greg Bedard was talking. It moved for me the whole ride home because he was saying all these guys from the second round up can go out there and play this year, and they all except for the guy with the ACL, but all these guys can play. Yeah. So they all can play. He's like, I've watched tape. These guys all can. As soon as Belichick gets his hands on them, these guys are going to be like a good talent for this team.
Ray, you always say it. You've been saying it moves a lot lately. It's clearly not moving up. So is it going left or right?
Left.
Okay.
Because you're on my left, so left.
It's like half of it's numb, and it's just trying to find the feeling you get.
Yeah,
back the
base.
The waving,
it's like a fish.
Arm inflatable balloon mans. Those things that are at car dealerships.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
We're real late, so we can't get into this too much. But let me just put it this way: the Patriots quarterback situation was not resolved, nor do I think it got that much better with drafting Mac Jones. If you think about going into the season now, I take that back. It got better because you have potential of Mac Jones. Shut the fuck up, Ray. You have potential of Mac Jones being something that's better than Cam Newton only because the opinion of Cam Newton is so low. But as currently constituted, Cam Newton is your starter, and that's it. That's the story. Or you got a rookie. So you spent $250 million on free agents, a lot of them on offense, and you're either going to hand them over to a rookie or to statistically one of the worst quarterbacks in the league last year. I don't feel that great about it. So I'll give you this question. We got to go quickly on it. I think there's still a chance that there's movement, speaking of that, at the quarterback position for the New England Patriots. Jimmy Garoppolo is a very tight window that they would have to thread to make that happen. But there's some other veterans out there. There's a couple on the free agent market, not a lot, but I think there's some trade bait out there. I would not be surprised if they make that move. How do they go into the season running two different offenses with one of the guys being your 15th pick overall?
That scares me.
How do you
that
do
scares
that?
me.
Like doesn't smell very good to me, Bill.
No, and they were talking about they've been talking about that's been the talk in New England since they got Mac Jones. How are you going out with if you don't cut Cam now and just let Mac Jones start, you're running an option offense. You're running, not to Mac Jones' strength. So how can you develop him in year one if you're starting Cam Newton? And which is a shame to me because I think Cam Newton, he's going to start and it's bullshit. I told you guys when they drafted Mac Jones, they're going to give him every chance to start. And it's a shame because now you got to morph the offense. If you think about it, a veteran guy like Brian Hoyer, you kind of morph the offense a little bit in that KC game. You're moving the ball. You're letting him throw downfield more. You know what I mean? But you're not going to do that for a rookie quarterback, especially a guy, that's never played an NFL game. I get it if he's got in some game action, but, when are you going to pull that plug on Cam to start the season? What's the window? And that's where it scares me because if the AFC is going to be tight, with Dolphins and Buffaloes, you can't be dropping games early. You can't treat the games 1 through 4 like the preseason anymore. Unless you get Mac Jones developed in training camp and you think he's the guy, he has to start. You have to give it an open up, like a competition. You did it last year for an all of 4 days. Do something.
Let me put it this way, Ray. I think, and just to give you some context, Dan Orlovsky of ESPN, who's big in the quarterbacks, he thinks Mac Jones is going to start week 1. And he's been a Mac Jones guy for a long time. He was like jumping out of his seat when the Patriots drafted him.
He also ran out of the back of the end zone trying to throw a pass. Fuck Dan Orlovsky.
Okay. Mike Lombardi, who's the Patriots mouthpiece, says that
he's going to be
Mac
a red
Jones,
shirt.
Shut up, Bill. Mac Jones.
Well, you were stumped. So I was just trying to fucking help. This idiot down there is just fucking looking like he's high the whole time.
Mike Lombardi has Mac Jones not playing this season. 2 points in this. I think the Patriots are pushing buttons. I think the Patriots are constantly pushing buttons. And this is what everyone forgets about the conversation revolved around Bill Belichick and Cam Newton. Cam Newton is not built Tom Brady. Tom Brady is motivated by negative speak. He's still chapped. His ass is still chapped for being picked in the 6th round 100 years later and 7 Super Bowls later. That guy needs to be doubted for him to be great. Cam Newton needs positive reinforcement and his ass licked to be great. That's the motivation that I think from the Bill Belichick camp without any minutia. Same thing for Mac Jones. Oh, you're drafted 15. You think you're going to come in here? You're going to get this position? No. Nope. Bill Belichick wants everything coming out of Patriots camp to make it sound like Mac Jones is either not playing or has to earn his spot. And if it's all talk, I'm fine with it. But it's much easier to me if Cam Newton is on your team this year, you start Mac Jones and start that offense that you want your team to run for the future. And if he doesn't work or if he gets hurt, it's a lot easier to go back to some bullshit RPO with Cam Newton than the other way around. Raymond?
Mac Jones will be starter week 1.
Okay. Excellent.
But seriously though, the guy is smart. I don't know if you guys know this. He graduated in 3 years from Alabama. He has his master's already from Alabama.
It's Alabama.
It doesnooesn't matter. He's a smart guy. He can diagnose plays. He can dissect plays. He'll be able to read this Patriots offense. Is one of the most hardest playbooks to read in the NFL. Obviously, you've had Chad Ochocinco come here. Lots of other veterans come here that can't handle this playbook because they're dummies. This guy is no dummy. He's going to be able to take this playbook. He's going to be able to do things that we haven't seen in several years in this Patriots offense, and he will be starter week 1. And he's
like your erect penis.
Yep, and he's going to surprise a lot of people like my erect penis.
Okay, we're out of time. The last thing I'll say on this is that's fine, but he's still a rookie, and he's still going to go through rookie speed bumps and hiccups. And to the greater point, I don't like where the Patriots are at quarterback right now. I would much rather have them. I don't want to go as far as Brian Hoyer. Well, yeah, Brian Hoyer. Anybody except for Geno Smith over Cam Newton is where I stand, and I continue to stand that way because it's easier to transition to Mac Jones. Before we end the show, Red Sox dropped 3 out of 4 to the Rangers. We said that could not happen. It did happen. The last game they lost 5-3 because Brock All-Star Holt crushed their dreams. Ottavino was shaky again.
Terrible. Not shaky.
Ottavino was terrible. Good news is you get 3 against Detroit, who's the worst team in baseball, 4 against the Orioles, who are at the bottom of the league of baseball. But the Rangers were the worst in baseball as well, so you just dropped 3-4. You can't go into slump. Cannot go into a slump, Red Sox. Sorry, we're out of time. This has been the Simple Mind Sports Show, Wednesday headlines, March 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Mexico. We'll see you on Thursday for a riveting legal interview with Daniel Kramer. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The quest is on.
The quest is never going to happen.
What are the Sox? The Sox going to sweep Detroit and win 3 out of 4 for the Orioles to feel as good as we did before.
Yeah, World Series back on if they beat Detroit by they beat Detroit.